How's the week treating you guys so far? And you can do comments in the thing. I'll monitor those and have interaction too, but okay. So that. Yay. Is it the weekend yet? All right, Susan, can you see me on YouTube now? I should be on YouTube. We should be on the Zoom. Busy week. I know. The energies right now, guys. And we all have different time frames that we have the real intense energies and how they affect us. But this past week has been very, very intense. And I wouldn't be surprised that you're feeling a lot around emotions and emotions that are coming out of nowhere. Just kind of bowling you over, and you don't know where they come from or why they're even there. And for me too, like it's been crazy intense. And I've been talking to my team about it because there's been so much hitting me that I don't know even what it is half the time. And they're really giving me a lot of information about we're just clearing things, and we don't have to know what we're clearing right now. The important thing is that we clear it. And this energy, when you have that magical moment of attunement, when you have this swelling of emotion or energy come through you, as long as you just ride that wave and allow it to, I always say it comes in like a wave, comes in really strong and peaks, and then it's going to recede until it has moved through you. And that is what I encourage everyone to do. And that's processing the emotion, because most of us were trained to push it away. We don't want to feel it because it's confusing and doesn't make sense, right? So I highly encourage you just to move through it and allow it, because that is transforming things. And they've given me these little sneak peeks of how profound things are shifting right now. And I think we're all still holding on to a lot of human concepts. And we are going so far beyond our old human self. And again, that brings up confusion because we don't know what that looks like. But we have to walk through these muddy waters, this crazy white water right now, to get to that part where we are truly expanded in living in true and full connection with our true self. And it's one of the reasons I'm changing this tarot thing, because I want you to start getting in tap and being always in tune with your true self. And tarot cards or oracle cards are a really great way to inspire intuition or inspiration or inner wisdom to come through that you may not have been aware of. Now, I created a little question sheet because we're going to go with what we're going to do. Let's talk about what we're going to do, what this is going to look like tonight. I have 3 different decks of cards. I have one very traditional tarot deck. Upside down. And I'm going to use this Printis tarot deck. I really love this deck because when you look at each card, it will talk about what the card actually means, and also does reverse. It will give us just the basic information of like what the pentacles mean, the key words of the card, and then 2. So this is talking about what suit it is, and this is talking about numerology on this side. And like I said, tarot cards help bring forward information, and they use numerology, they use color, they use the symbology of whatever the picture is. And it just will inspire this knowingness, or whatever your first thought is when you see that card, is allow that to come forward and allow yourself to give that some room to breathe and think about how that might apply to your life. So we have the traditional tarot. And then I've been loving this Denise Lynn's deck, Sacred Traveler. I love Denise Lynn. She has been around forever, and she's done some really unique decks. And this is a really one of my favorites. And for those of you that know how I love my dragons, the first time I got this deck, I was traveling and I just wanted to buy a deck because I hadn't brought one with me. And the first card that I pulled on my own from this deck was a dragon. And I went, well, no wonder I got this deck. I was like, of course, it has a dragon. And then the third deck we're going to use is this Sacred Geometry Activations. And I want to use this because it just has some really neat cards that, again, aren't really a traditional oracle or tarot vibe. It's much more about activating our genome of the key codes of the wisdom that reside within us. And so even though we may not really know what that means, right? It's a beautiful picture, but that symbology, that sacred geometry and the color and even the symbology in it will activate pieces of our energy in our genome about either releasing, activating, whatever it is we need. The key is it's going to try to bring things into balance for us. So I wanted to use this deck. So we have these 3 decks. All right, so we got 3 decks. And again, I wanted to have you guys engage your intuition. And we're going to go, so when you do a tarot card spread, if you're familiar with tarot card spread, a very simple one would be where they do like 3 cards, and they would say the first one's your past, the second one's your current, and the third one would be your future, right? We're not going to use that spread, but, and I apologize that I can't see my whole deck, so I have to show you my spread one card at a time. But I've assigned a question for each card that we're going to pull. Or there's a question, and then we're going to pull 3 cards, and you're going to pick whether you want number 1, 2, or 3, and then I'll reveal the card that was picked, describe it, and your job is to go, how does that apply to the question that was asked and the card to my life? Does that make sense? Okay, you're doing Terry, are you doing good? All right, it'll all make sense once I start doing this. I was going to try, if you were interested in, I actually have a document that has all the questions so that it's easier to reference. I just need to put it into the comments here. And you can use this, or you can just play along with this moment by moment. I'll be describing it all and everything, but it's nice to have a piece of paper and reference, or even on your computer, right? And when I'm really organized, this will be part of when you register, you'll get the page. All right, I can't see anything. What am I doing? This computer. Where are you? Downloads. There you are. All right. All right. So there's the sheet for you all if you want it for yourself. And I'm going to all right, so the first card that we're going to draw is going to be a mirror of the moment. And this card is going to reflect something back to you about what you may be overlooking about who you are becoming. And this goes back to, you know, we're all changing right now. We are evolving, and we have to be paying attention to the things that are going on with us and not ignore the things that maybe we need to address. So this card is going to reflect something back to you that you may be overlooking about who you are becoming. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the traditional tarot for this. I'm going to pick 3 cards. for number 1, number 2, and number 3. And now from your end, you get to pick whether you think 1, 2, or 3 is right for you. So the question being, this is going to be a mirror to you of something you might be overlooking. All right. So you guys figure out, you all know which one you have picked for yourselves. All right. So now we're going to talk about the cards. So card number 1, 6 of Swords. So this is about moving forward despite all the turmoil that's going on in your life. Things might be feeling very unsettled, but it's a time of letting go. It's a transitional time. It's a journey time. And so this card's really important. Like sometimes when we're in the middle of the journey, we wonder if we're doing something wrong or if we should be doing something better. And I think the key for this for you is to realize that you're in the middle of a transition and to have compassion for yourself around that. And it's about returning to a state of harmony and balance. So that's card number 1 if you picked it. Ace of Swords is number 2 if you picked it. This is about having mental strength and courage. It's about noticing if you might have a new idea that might be brewing and finding a strategy about moving forward in it. Or maybe it's just a declaration of moving forward and past something that no longer serves you. A declaration, maybe even what your own truth is. 9 of Cups is our 3rd card. And this card is all about finding or not finding, receiving. So the Cups is about emotional well-being, but there's 9, right? So 9 is the big number. It's actually the last number because numbers go from 1 to 9, right? So 9 is the ending. And this is like you have reached the pinnacle of where you need to be. It's about having a great abundance of everything. It's almost an emotional well-being in this. What I love about all these is that there's no, like, these are not negative cards. Like, you guys are doing good, right? So I'm curious. So ask yourself when you look at this card that you picked, you know, one, I spewed out a bunch of things about the card, but I want you to look at these cards. I'm going to put them this way, actually. This makes more sense, doesn't it? Look at your card now. And what brings up, or what emotion comes up when you look at this card? Or is there a thought or a feeling that comes up on the card that you selected?
Michael, I can't see the cards.
I can, they're there, but I can't see enough to,
Yeah, I know I need a better camera. And don't worry about looking at the words. This is about looking at the picture. So tell me what numbers you guys picked. I'm just curious if there's a number we don't need to look at.
Oh, I see it now. Card cam, all right.
I picked number
There you go.
1. I picked number 1 and I heard you, but I was wondering if you wouldn't mind repeating it one more time because I was trying to pull up the sheet.
Yeah, no worries. So let's go look at number 1 here. It's a 6 of Swords. I want you to look at the picture about what's happening here. What does that picture bring up for you? What does it look like? Yeah, go ahead, Rose.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we
No,
can
I'm sorry,
answer
yeah,
or
go
if it's to ourselves. To me, it's like moving away from something.
Yeah. Right. And and you got it right because they're all headed this way. And the swords usually represent air and mental activity. So is there something in your life right now that you are trying to maybe move away from? Or maybe there's something you need to move away from?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. What other, Candace and Terry, what cards did you pick? Hey, Susan.
I picked number one.
Okay.
So definitely, as you explained it, it really, I am in a big transition. Right now, looking, I see struggle.
Okay.
Like what
Mhm.
stands out to me is, the person in the boat. Is that a person that's shrouded?
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of like there, and the other person is like really struggling to move them in a direction, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Do you feel like you're struggling right now with something in your life?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And it's a transition.
Right.
But
Same.
yeah, but I agree, like it looks like I'm moving in a positive direction. What's in the background? Is that, oh, that's the top of the swords. It's hard to see.
Yeah,
But
it's just a horizon. Think of it as just as a horizon. And
yeah,
the horizon can represent good, bad, or indifference, right? It's just that you're moving away from where you are to somewhere
Mhm.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the six, because there's six swords, it's a six of swords, is about coming back to balance, right?
Hmm.
Coming back into this might be where you are right now, but you're headed towards that horizon, which the horizon, is a balance, right?
Yeah, the woman in the person, I said woman, I don't know why I said woman, but the woman in the shroud, it's that's where the doubt is, almost like a sense of insecurity,
Right.
needing to, not trusting, kind of still kind of, closed off, but
Right.
needs to
Yeah,
throw the
exactly.
shroud.
You did a very good job. And so notice how everyone will zoom into a different piece. It's the same card, right? But each of us will have our attention drawn to a different piece of that card. And that's important because that is our subconscious and our own intuition kicking in to guide us to the thing that we need to see.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, guys. We're working it out. All right. So that was the first question. Or the first draw. I'm going to put those away. And I'm going to stick with the tarot for the second one. But this next question is the edge that you're standing on. And this is the edge of your current growth. That place where your old self is going to meet your new self. Oop. No, you can't be seen. Can't be seen. All right. There. Okay, so pick your card. What card do you feel is for you on this question? And let me know if there's somebody that I can work with you. I want to work with one person at a time. I got to learn how to do this Zoom thing and not have the whole group. I'm used to talking to you all at once. But just for clarity, Susan, do you want to work with me on this in this one?
Sure.
What number did you pick?
2.
All right, let's see what 2 is. Ooh, Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords. So this is about representing your current growth to your new self. And the questions around this is like what fear or resistance you might feel. What are you being asked to let go of? What wants to be born through you? So looking at this card, what's the first thing that draws you to it? Or one thing that you notice?
The queen sitting on her throne, but with her hand out. I think
how does that feel?
She feels very sure of herself. She feels open with no resistance, empowered.
She feels good, doesn't she? She feels like very confident, like I am the ruler, but a compassionate ruler. It's not like she's hoarding it over anyone, right? But she is experienced. Like it's taken her a long time to get to this point. And when you look at the tarot deck, the queen in tarot is second to the king, which we know is bullshit, but you know, it's an old concept that it was built on. So the queen represents like the second to the highest level of hierarchy of achieving what your experience level of your ability to deal with. So with this, it's the sword, which is again a very mental process. It's the air sign. So she's been around. She is well knowledged. She is fair and balanced. A mature woman, supportive, giving, accessible. And the swords are, like I said, are about that mental activity around thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and communication. So when you look at this, how does this apply, Susan, to, where you have been to where you're going? You feel like you're here yet? Do you think you're on your way there? What else?
I'm definitely striving for that. I don't feel like I'm there.
But it's a great place to strive for, right? That's pretty cool to be that, what's the word I want? She's very accessible. Confidence is the big word that I'm getting, but it's like she receives as well as she gives, that ability to be there for somebody, but also to know her own boundaries, to be able to have thinking processes, right? But also to be able to step back into her own intuition and let it guide her. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you about that.
Yeah. So what do you think you might be asked to let go of to achieve this?
Oh, so many things. Self-doubt, I think,
Ooh.
are the two that came to mind.
Okay, I heard one, self-doubt. What was the other one?
Judgment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because she's utterly confident in herself, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Terry, did you pick out a different one?
Yeah, I picked number 3.
All right, number 3. Let's see what number 3 is. Ooh,
I
temperance.
picked number 3 also.
Oh, okay, thanks, Rose. So we've got temperance here.
Reminder, take my vitamins.
Sorry.
That's okay. So temperance is moderation. It's about finding that happy. I'm going to put this in the middle. I'm going to put number 2 over here. I really got to get a camera I can zoom in on. I guess I may if I hold it up. So temperance is about balance, harmony. When you look at this, Terry, is there anything that catches your eye? Or I'm going to start with just one of you because it's easier. What do you notice?
I mean, to me, it seems like a positive card, even though you mention like balance and harmony, which to me is a struggle to get to sometimes. But yeah, it looks like a positive card, like to maybe to achieve that balance and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the question, right? Because this card is about where you're going. It's your next step. So when you say you struggle with that, that only makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So what is it that you could let go of to help you find that balance, that harmony?
Sorry, I'm distracted because I hear my son just babbling. And I'm like, what's he saying? What can
It's
I
holding
let
you
go
back.
of? A lot of like mental chatter, um, self-doubt, as Susan mentioned, that's another thing that I'm struggling with. Yeah, it's a lot of self-doubt, and I don't know, it's like I'm in this space where I'm trying to like it's like a new me kind of, and trying to figure out who that new me is, if that makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense.
Or trying to embrace the new me. So
Does it feel like you're not even quite sure what the new you looks like?
yes,
Mhm.
like I have a
Exactly.
kind of vision, but I haven't fully stepped into it, if that
Right.
makes sense.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started working and
Yeah.
with,
Sorry.
there she goes. I was working with a client one-on-one and she was in deep depression. She'd been in depression forever. And she had a couple sessions and she came back and she's like, she's like, I don't know what it is. She's like, I just feels really weird. And I said, but is it depression? And she's like, I don't think so, but it's not something I'm used to. And I'm like, that's because when you move out of depression, you're so used to being in depression, you don't even know what it's like to not be in depression. And I think that's our own growth right now is we're moving into something that we've never done before. And it feels kind of unsettling because we're not familiar with it. So I think it makes perfect sense. And it's actually the energies that I was talking about that's building up for this week as we go into this weekend, because the Lionsgate is on Friday, August 8th, as well as a full moon in Aquarius. And I'm an Aquarius. So the full moon in Aquarius is just wreaking havoc with me. And there's a real buildup of some powerful energies that are going to continue to break through this weekend. And, I keep talking about new energy and how it's all affecting us. And this is going to be like an extra boost of that energy. And it is bringing in this concept of there's something different, but what is this difference? What does that look like? How do you apply it to your life so that it makes sense? And I don't know if we'll have that answer till we're actually doing it and having to live it. I have found for myself that I have become much more peaceful, but it's still weird. and I think it's weird because I'm letting go of a lot of my shoulds, all the things that I should be doing. Like I work way too much and I'm like, I don't even care about working. Like I love coming on and talking to you guys, but like I was out for 3 days because I kind of took a little weekend retreat to regroup. And I came back today, and usually if that isn't the case, I come in and I just powwow through everything on my desk that next day. I couldn't get through anything today. I'm not going to do anything. I was like, I'll just get on. I mean, everything, it just feels so weird because I'm not doing it the way I'd normally do it. I don't think that's bad though. And I think it's actually really good because, you were talking about that mental process, and our mental processes very often keep us in habits and ways of being, patterns that do not serve us. And the more this energy loosens up those patterns, it's going to break us free of them, but it makes us feel really uncomfortable because we're just not, it's not our normal. Is anyone else finding that for themselves right now?
No, I felt that way at work all week. I was telling my colleagues that, and they were actually the same. I'm like, oh, I'm in this rut. I work out every day. I work in a gym. I'm a trainer, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go home. And it's like not because I'm tired or, I'm sleeping fine. And it's just like, oh, just feel unmotivated kind of, or out of sorts. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Anyone pick number one? Candace, what did you pick?
I think number 2.
Number 2, okay.
Yeah.
We'll look at number 1. Doesn't sound like anyone picked it. This is 7 of Wands. It's about feeling challenged, about defending and protecting your current position. And that can go back either ways. Either you need to stand your ground or maybe you need to back off because everything's about the polarity, right? But no one picked that, so that's okay. We don't need that card. Okay. We will go to the next question. How are you guys dealing? What do you think of this format? I like it because you're not looking to me for all the answers. I want you guys to figure out some of the answers for yourself. Does that make sense?
I like the yeah, I do like that instead of telling us or like, and then giving the feedback, so it's nice, like getting the feedback from you.
Perfect. I love it then. I like it. I like it much better than the way I did it last week. This is much better. All right. Number 3. What is number 3? Our number 3 question is what I know, but I don't live. Ooh, are you guys ready for that? We're going to be in your face. I'm shaking your head. What I know, but what I don't live. I'm wondering if these are the right cards. I'm like, should I use the tarot or should I use the oracle? I think I want to use these. All right. 3 cards. So you can pick your card. So this card is going to represent something your deeper self already knows, but you might not be embodying it or, actually bringing it into your existence. All right. Who wants to go first with me? Anybody?
I chose number 1.
You chose Rose? Number 1. Gates of Triumph. Success expands in your life. Okay, so what do you look at the card? What comes to you when you see that picture or hear those words?
I feel like I am in a cave and the door has opened.
Ooh, nice.
Um,
And how, how did it feel to be in the cave?
Honestly, like I'm still on the last card. I did not see I just didn't see similar things, and so I'm still trying to process why I haven't seen it. But um I want to get out of the cave.
Okay.
Like when I see the sun, I see the green, and it looked like in the cave to me, I'm in the woods. I don't want to be here. Um so I'm wanting to follow that road,
Okay.
that purple road.
What do you feel like might be holding you back from following that road?
Failure.
Fear of failure or actual failure?
Feel the fear of failure, which comes into when Susan was talking about like self-doubt.
Right.
I think they're like kind of hand in hand.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So it's like you could step into this amazing, beautiful road heading towards the beautiful day. And notice how this is allowing you to see that if you could get past the fear, all you have to do is step through. And so applying that in your life and recognizing that when you do have self-doubt or fear, that it is a fear, it's not a truth.
Right.
Because often
and inside I'm just like, yeah, but I'm not getting sunburned from the sun. Like that kind of thing. So it is
it wants to argue with it, right? About why it's right.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So they're asking, I'm going to I'm gonna write down the fear of failure. So actually I want everyone to do this one because I will do a drag and release on these things that are holding us back. All right. Who wants to go next? Does anybody? You want me to just move towards number 2? Number 2, Wondrous Universe. Look at the picture. What comes up for you? How does it make you feel? And it says walk in beauty. But the key here is to what does it come up? What comes up for you? Because everybody can look at the same card and something different is going to come up. When I look at this card, I think it looks pretty amazing. I love Merlin. It's very Merlin energy. To me, he looks like he is able to work with alchemy and like spin those stars and those planets into whatever he kind of needs.
It looks like he's having fun.
Yeah, right. But like when I look at this, what comes up for me is my own issues about stepping fully into being an alchemizer. You know, I have my own doubts of, you know, who am I to say I can do such amazing things? See how my doubt can come into my head by looking at such a beautiful picture when it's based off this question of what I know, but I don't live. I could live this. Why don't I do it more? And I have to look at myself and go, what is holding me back from stepping into claiming that for myself? Because the thing that reasons I don't is I mean, I have a hard time telling people what I can do energetically for them. And it's not that I think and the problem is I don't think I'm better than anyone else, but I also know what my soul's gift is. But to tell other people that, even me right now having a hard time articulating, I've seen miracles in my office, miracles. But to show those or tell or talk about them to other people, I have a really hard time doing that. And they're kind of just telling me to get over myself. But I don't know. I've just had a hard time claiming what I know I'm capable of.
Yeah.
But things are changing and they're not putting up with my garbage anymore or my doubts. So there you go. All right. Number 3.
Wait, hold on. Candace wanted to say something. What?
Yeah.
What?
So in the number 2, I got the immediate, I did the meditation with you on the spirit guides and we went into the different room.
Oh, that's right.
And I saw exactly that, the wisdom as being, he was actually in the first room. And that was my first vision, not the planets or anything, but
How did
he
that
wasn't
feel?
a wizard, but I have it over there, but was it activator or?
Yeah, it could be, because that's very much alchemizing energy, right? Being an activator.
It was, no, it was wisdom. His role was wisdom.
Mm.
Yeah, so, and that was room 1. Yeah, wisdom. But that's what I saw him.
That's really cool. And that's the card you picked.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just want to say that was wild. Yellow light, white beard and robes, tall. That was, that's what I wrote down in my sheet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All
Rose,
right.
did you have a different question? Okay, you're good. All right. Number 3, did anybody pick 3? I guess I need to talk about it because I'm saving the recording for others to watch later. Number 3 is ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. So this would probably be for somebody who's not doing any movement. So that's good for everyone that's here because you guys didn't pick this. Looking at this picture, just kind of noticing what comes up for you when you see the picture, how it makes you feel, whether there's any thoughts or, you know, anything that comes up for you to pay attention about how maybe this is what you need to do, or there's something in relationship to moving forward or moving upward because it's ascending the mountain. There's even flowers here. Maybe it's about smelling those flowers on the way. Maybe it's about finding your way, traversing through this journey. I often talk in my journal about, I feel like I am walking blind. I know I'm moving forward. I know I'm doing the work, but I can't see where I'm going. I have no idea the direction. And I feel like I'm just, you know, walking around with my hands out, hoping I'm not going to stumble. And as I'm saying that, they're telling me like that is my own fears of wanting to do it right, wanting to do it perfectly, wanting to do it in a way that I'm supposed to, instead of carving my own path. And, you know, like does he care about following a certain path? No, he's like, I'll make my own path. I shall have the path move in front of me. I don't have to go to the path. It comes to me. I mean, we're so used to thinking a certain way. And when we're doing this, we have to realize they're trying to get us out of our old ways and patterns of thinking. And this new energy is demanding us to take accountability of claiming energetically what we want. That, of course, that doesn't mean going and taking things from anyone, but it does mean that we're claiming we deserve it. And that doesn't mean no one else deserves it. It just means that we are allowed to believe we're worthy enough to believe that it can be ours. Anything else on this one about what you know, but you don't live? You're all good with that one? All right. So I love this one. This is a love note. The next one is a love note from my inner wisdom. And this is where I'm going to use these activation cards. I'm not. All right. Decide which card you want, 1, 2, or 3. Now, keep in mind, these cards, you know, they're using different energy. They're using sacred geometry. This is going to be an activation at a level that your consciousness may or may not understand. It's going a little bit deeper, straight into that energetic, vibrational frequency sound being that you are. And so it kind of sneaks in underneath your consciousness. That doesn't mean that the subconscious still can't bring forward insights for you. It can. But just be in compassion and nice to yourself and not think that you have to figure it out. All right. So this is your love note from your own inner wisdom. And we'll go with number 1. Did anyone pick number 1?
I did.
Okay, got a couple number 1s. Communication. I know the print is really small, so I'll read it. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. And I really love just the first sentence of this about how it says it supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms, because that's actually exactly what I was saying as I was talking about these cards. This is a communication, a way to communicate that is beyond that brain thought, left brain that wants to analyze everything. This is a code. It's a frequency that is revealing itself in a simple 2D version. And so I want you to just look at this, and I want you to just accept it and its gift. You don't have to think about this. Just look at it and allow and say that you're willing to receive the gift of communication. And that it's not a communication that you have to understand. Can you guys see the pyramids in it? Sacred geometry in it? Keep in mind, this is sacred geometry. So you see this is actually in 3D. This would be a ball, a sphere. I wish they could show this in 3D. It would be so cool. The other thing I wanted to say about this was they were talking about receiving this in your heart. Have you guys ever heard of heart math? Heart math proved in a scientific way how we do not receive information through our brain first. We actually receive all information through our heart center first. Then the brain has to catch up. And they did this with a really fascinating experiment of putting these pictures in front of people on a TV monitor, and people were all hooked up with all the electronics and everything was monitored. And then they would show these pictures to people that were just watching the TV, but each picture was different. So some pictures were very loving. Some pictures were horrific. Some pictures were scary. Some were very love and heartwarming. And they discovered that the heart would know before the picture even revealed itself what emotion it was going to feel. And it's a small, I mean, it's not a huge, not even a second difference, but they definitively proved that the heart receives the information before the brain does. And then the brain kind of catches up and goes, oh yeah, I knew that. Of course I knew that. Right? And what happens with the brain is then it puts everything into its little file folder and uses it, against us for the eons of time. All right, number 2. Who had number 2? All right. Miracle. What a beautiful card. This is the note from your inner wisdom. The frequency of a miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So I just want you to look at that. Receive this idea that anything is possible. And this is for everyone. Even if you didn't pick the card, you can still observe this sacred geometry picture and just get it absorbed into your energy so that it can melt away a belief structure that doesn't support it. Rebuild a belief structure that miracles are possible. Set the intention that you're going to allow yourself to believe that miracles are possible. As I'm looking at this, I look at it and it's almost like a flower. And a flower is a great example of a miracle. I mean, how do flowers grow and bloom out of these tiny little seeds and grow into a plant that then blooms? And I have plants at my home that are sensitive to sun. So like when it's daytime, they're all happy and spread out. And then at night, they all like kind of close in on themselves. And they do it every day. You know, it's not like you see just a tiny bit of growth every day. You see this whole shift of how they are expressing themselves every day. And it just always blows my mind. It's like a living creature. I mean, obviously it is alive, but in our society, we become so immune to these things that we don't really think are alive. You know, it's so easy for us to kill those bugs. God, I hate mosquitoes. It's so easy for us because they annoy us. There's so much life. Everything is teeming with life. All right, number 3. Anybody pick 3? I don't think so, but that's okay. We can still receive healing. So allow yourself to receive this theme of healing. And this says the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. This card, as I'm holding it, it's bringing in a beautiful vibration for me. And a reminder that our body knows how to come into complete balance if and when we allow it. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of struggles and sometimes where we are because our food and everything has got so much garbage in it. We have so many toxins in the air. We have Wi-Fi. All those things affect us. But when we really are allowing our body to find its balance, it can. And I think as we move into these new dimensional states, this is where we're headed, is a time and place where our body knows how to do this on its own. We don't have to tell the body. The body knows when it's out of whack. It just will take care of it. And I think as we move through these improved dimensional states and our own energy clearing and healing ourselves, it's easier and easier for the body to remember how to do it. But what a gift that this body is, that it knows how to do that. So receive that gift now, a gift of healing, of knowing that your body knows what it needs. You can just fall into these pictures.
I know, they're so pretty.
They just go so deep. Nice. So here's a great question. If you believe, if you picked one of these or whatever card you did pick, if you truly believe this message, its profoundness, to really have the belief of communication that's coming in at every level, not just verbally. If you had this belief that miracles were possible, that you had the belief of healing, what would change in your life?
I think it would get me past my doubt. You know, it's like,
Confidence builder.
yeah, trust.
So allow it to do that right now. Allow it to clear the doubt. Allow it to build your confidence. And I love what you said, actually, because when I started on this journey, I have a huge left brain and it wanted to know and understand and comprehend how anything and everything was possible, right? So I would tell my team, I'm like, I want to experience it. If law of attraction is real, let me prove it. Like, I want to see the evidence. If I do all the things that you guys say to do, will it really make a difference? I tell you, it absolutely has. Like, I've been on doing this for what, 30 years. And I've had, like I said, miracles, my own miracles of being able to manifest things. And I won't say that the doubt goes away immediately, but it does build on itself. And when I do go into doubt now, I absolutely will go back and go, no, it's proven over and over to itself. Like, I've seen the evidence. I've been there. I've done that. Right. So I love that answer.
Yeah, I do too. I started writing down like for evidential, and the more it comes, and then when I get those moments of doubt, which I still get, and it's more doubt in myself, not the universe. It's like, letting go, and just it's more of a trust in myself,
Right.
And then I'll reread that, because some of it you just can't explain it away, and you're like,
Right. All right. So I'm hearing trust in self. I know we talked about the fear of failure, because I want to do just a quick healing on all these. Susan, if you had an opportunity to release something today, what would you want to release?
The fear of self-doubt.
I second that.
I didn't see who that was. Terry, what was yours? What did you want to let go of?
I second or third the self-doubt.
Self-doubt. So these are really almost all the same, which is trusting in yourself, the release of self-doubt, or all doubt even, and the fear of failure. All right, so let's just take a moment. And I'm going to ask a dragon, and he's already revealed himself. He just popped right in. He's green, nice, beautiful, big, and he's fat. He's a little plump dude. I love him so much. I always have an issue because they always show dragons as these really, terrifying beasts. But when you work with the energy, they can reveal themselves in any way, right? And this one he is very substantial, but he's not scary. But there is he's kind of lumbering. So we're going to bring him into our awareness. They're asking me to do a little light language just to establish the energy here. And so as I do the light language and we move into this, the goal is for you guys just to move into your heart, set that intention of whatever your intention is in this. And you can just say, I'm ready to release this. And then just sit back and observe. There's nothing that you have to do other than observe. Ola he e anama kasaha kohole I anamakala. Nakasihi ana kunamo koloho nakasi. Amaka hahana kalehi ana kunamoho amaha ni ianasihi. Amaka lehe ana kosoho ama kasa nihi ana kole. Amaka nihi ana kosoho koho a anaki iana kanakasihia. Makale e ana na kosoho anehe ana koso. Taking a deep breath, and with a huge exhale, release whatever you're ready to release, whether that's the lack of trusting yourself, whether it's the fear of failure, whether it's just the self-doubt or any doubt. And when you breathe back in, the dragon is sending out this green mist. And he's asking that you breathe in the green mist in faith and trust, in the belief, in communication, in healing. And breathe in this beautiful green mist. And with every exhale, you're releasing the thing that you set the intention to release. And you might even notice kind of an amazing flowery scent with this mist as you breathe it in. And you'll also notice that this mist is coming around you, swirling around you, entering into your energy field. And it's even like unmagnetizing the thing that you're ready to let go of. Some things are kind of stuck into your energy field like a magnet or with gravity, and it's like loosening that up, releasing the knots that are holding it into place. This is the magic of this green mist. Like I said, your goal here is just to observe, to allow. You already set the intention. Hia neana kolohoa nana maha nasihiana no mokolehe no no maka nakasihiki iana maloho hokehe iana ma kasihia nakoli anakasa namea. We have another dragon entering into our space. And she's a beautiful pink dragon. And she's gorgeous in that she's a variated pink. And it's almost like at her heart center is the deepest, rubiest pink. And then it can kind of just lightens up to her outer extremities. So she has this variated coloring, but it's all from the lightest to the darkest pink. And it's really fascinating because her colors are, it's almost like a strobe light where they're like the light will start in the center and then move out to the outer edges. And it's like she's vibrating out this intense energy from her heart center. And she's asking, like, are you ready to receive this wholehearted love? And the goal with this love is to not just receive it, but learn how to send it to yourself. So you're receiving it from her. Okay, so they're showing me, so like how it radiates from her heart center out to her extremities. They're asking for you to receive this energy from her to your heart center and then allow it to radiate to your extremities. Nicely done. And know that you can always tap back into this moment if you need that infusion. It goes both ways, they're telling me. So one, you can tap back into that green dragon and imagine that green mist coming around you, breathing in that green mist, and then exhaling and releasing what you need to let go of. But also if you want to again tap into receiving the infusion of the heart energy, you can also do that whenever at any time. All right, they're quite happy. They're all bouncing around now. They're all playing, which is kind of the signal of, okay, we're happy now. Everyone did well. How you guys feeling after that?
Good.
Relaxed.
Yeah.
I love the
That's very
pink
nice.
dragon. She kind of came out of nowhere. She was so much smaller than the green dragon too. She kind of was like peeking around the back of his body. He was almost like a dinosaur type, you know, he's really so big. She was kind of peeping around going, okay, now little love action. Awesome. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Finish. Yay. All right.
That was great.
Done. Good.
Yes, thank you so much.
Like I said, it's a big weekend. August 8th is Lionsgate. I have an abundance portal class on Friday that's virtual. And on Saturday, we have the full moon event at the store, but I'm also doing a full moon event online and getting us through this very powerful weekend. So keep an eye out. Now that I have this new website done, I'm going to be doing a lot more of the virtual things, and obviously every Tuesday. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
so
Thank you.
welcome. Thanks so much, guys. It was great
Bye.
seeing you.
Have a
Bye.
good night, everyone.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.